Welcome everyone. Today's video is for every English learner who feels stuck in their head. You know the words, but when it's time to speak, your mind goes blank. You overthink. What's the right word? Is this correct grammar? What if I make a mistake? And so you stay silent. But not after today. Because in this video, you'll learn how to stop thinking and start talking. Without fear, without pressure, without wasting months. This is not just motivation. You will get real techniques, real speaking practices, and real transformation. So if you're serious about your English fluency, subscribe to our channel right now. Because we don't just teach grammar, we help you become someone who speaks English confidently and naturally. For life. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Why you can't speak. It's not your tongue, it's your thoughts. Most English learners believe they have a speaking problem, but actually, you have a thinking problem. Yes, you don't need more grammar. You need to fix the way you think while speaking. Here's what usually happens. You want to say something in English, but your brain starts running in circles. Is this right? Will I sound stupid? How do I say that word again? Should I say it in my language and then translate? That's the exact moment you freeze. Your mouth stays shut, your confidence drops, and you go silent again. So what's the real problem? It's not your tongue. It's not your voice. It's your mind trying to control every word. And that's not how language works. Imagine this. You're walking. You don't think, now move my left leg, now bend my knee, now shift my weight. You just walk. Why? Because you've trained your body to do it automatically. Speaking English should feel the same. When a child learns to walk, they fall 100 times. But they don't stop. They don't overthink. They don't ask, is this the right way to walk? Do I look silly? What if people laugh at me? They just try, and that's why they learn. But when you try to speak English, you start checking, correcting, doubting, translating, fearing. That's not learning. That's mental pressure. And it kills fluency. Fluency is not about how much you know. Fluency is how freely you let your thoughts come out without stopping them. And that freedom will never come if you keep judging every word in your mind before it leaves your mouth. So you must start training a new habit. Speak first, correct later. Express, don't perfect. Try this right now. Look around your room and speak out loud in English. This is my bed. I can see the curtain. My phone is on the table. I am watching a video on English speaking. Don't think too much. Just speak what you see. Describe what you do. At first, you will be slow. You might say wrong grammar. You might forget words. But this is how you break the fear. This is how you stop thinking and start speaking. You don't have a weak voice. You don't have poor grammar. You're not bad at English. You just need to quiet your brain. Stop checking. Stop correcting. Start trusting your ability. Because the biggest mistake is not using wrong grammar. It's saying nothing at all. Chapter 2. Talk first, think later. The secret of fast English speakers. If you try to think first and talk later, you will always be too slow. This is the reason why so many learners struggle. They try to think of a sentence in their native language, translate it to English, check the grammar, then finally speak. But by the time they do all this, the conversation has already moved on. So they stay silent, or say just one word. Now let's look at fluent English speakers. They don't do this. They don't stop and think before every word. They don't translate in their head. They have trained their mind to talk without fear. They trust their mouth. They trust the habit they've built. And that's what you need to learn. Let's take an example. You're in a shop. The seller asks you, "Do you want a bag?" Now, in your head, you start doing this. How do I say no? I have my own bag in English. You translate from your native language. You check grammar. You get nervous. You go silent or just say no. But imagine if you had already practiced these speaking blocks. No, thank you. I've got my own. I brought my own bag. Then your mouth would answer without thinking. That is fluency. That is speaking reflex. That is talking first, thinking later. You need to build automatic responses for daily life. Start with simple ones. I'm not sure. Let me think. Can you repeat that? That's interesting. What do you mean? Practice them every day, aloud. Repeat them like a song, again and again. Then add more real-life situations. Talking on the phone. Asking someone for directions. Ordering food. Asking someone to wait. Saying you're busy. Describing your day. When your mouth knows what to say, you don't need your brain to translate. If you think too much before speaking, you will always be late. You will always stay silent. So reverse it. Talk first. Let your brain catch up later. It may feel strange at first, but that's how fluency is built. Speak, then think. And one day soon, you'll speak without thinking. Naturally. Chapter 3. Silence is the enemy of fluency. Most learners wait for the right moment to speak English. When they feel ready, when they know more words, when they feel confident, when they find the perfect sentence. But this moment never comes. So, what happens? They keep watching videos, they keep reading books, but their mouth stays silent. And that silence becomes a habit, and that habit kills their fluency. Your brain learns through use, not storage. You can know 10,000 words, but if you never use them, you will forget them. It's like having a gym membership but never exercising. Your muscles will not grow by looking at fitness videos. In the same way, your English will not grow by watching 100 YouTube lessons if your mouth stays shut. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to speak, again and again and again. That's how your fluency muscle grows. Instead, set one rule for yourself starting today. No 0 speaking days. Every single day, you must speak something in English, even if it's one sentence, even if it's alone, even if it's simple. Here are 5 things you can do daily. 1. Talk to yourself in the mirror. I just woke up. Now I'll brush my teeth. 2. Narrate your actions. I'm making tea. Now I'm opening the fridge. 3. Voice diary. Record your thoughts for 2 minutes every night. 4. Read aloud. Take 1 page of a book and speak every sentence out loud. 5. Shadow a video. Pick a sentence from a speaker and repeat it with them. These are not difficult. They just require discipline. You must break the silence. With action. Silence feels safe. You feel like you're avoiding mistakes. But actually, you're avoiding growth. If you don't speak, you don't learn. If you don't speak, your brain doesn't rewire. So stop protecting your silence. Break it. Every day. With your voice. Because every sentence you speak is one brick in your fluency foundation. Speak today. Speak tomorrow. Speak until your silence disappears forever. Chapter 4. Make mistakes on purpose. That's how you train the brain. This might sound strange to you, but if you really want to speak fluent English, you must stop trying to speak perfect English. Instead, you should learn to speak, even if you make 10 mistakes in one sentence, because mistakes are not your enemy. They are your best teacher. When you make a mistake and correct it, your brain creates a new connection. That connection becomes stronger than the old one. That's how learning becomes permanent. But if you're too afraid to make a mistake, your brain never learns the correct version either. It just stays stuck in silence. So if you avoid mistakes, you also avoid fluency. For example, when you first rode a bicycle, what happened? You fell. You lost balance. You hit the ground. But did you stop? No. You got up, tried again. And with every fall, your brain learned how to balance. Now you can ride easily, without thinking. Speaking English is the same. If you want your tongue and brain to learn balance, let them fall. Let them make mistakes. Most learners only speak when they're sure. Is this the right grammar? Is this vocabulary okay? Let me check again. Let me wait until I learn more. This habit becomes dangerous. You become someone who knows English, but can't use English. You understand, but you stay silent, because you're always waiting to be ready. But here's the truth. You don't get fluent and then start speaking. You start speaking and then become fluent. Action plan. Speak wrong, speak loud, speak proud. Yes, speak wrong, say something, anything. Even if the grammar is broken, even if the words are not perfect, even if people laugh. Because every mistake you make out loud teaches you something new that silence never will. Powerful technique. Wrong to right loop. 1. Say something wrong intentionally. He go to school yesterday. 2. Then correct it. Oh no, he went to school yesterday. 3. Repeat both out loud. He go to school yesterday, he went to school yesterday. This loop rewires your brain. It teaches your mouth to hear and feel the difference. Do this daily. It will change everything. Children speak without fear. They say, I eated that. Him is funny. She goed there. But because they speak freely, they learn fast, faster than adults. Adults stay quiet. They fear judgment. They fear grammar, and that fear makes them slow. So speak like a child, correct like a coach, grow like a master. Chapter 5. Practice with yourself. Become your own English partner. Many learners say, I have no one to speak English with. Nobody around me speaks English. How can I practice speaking if I'm alone? But here's the truth. You don't need a partner. You don't need a classroom. You don't need a teacher. You need one person, yourself. Your brain doesn't care who you're speaking to. It just cares that you're speaking. Speaking out loud activates your memory, improves your pronunciation, builds your sentence structure, builds confidence, removes hesitation, creates fluency through repetition, and you can do all of this alone. Let's break this down step by step. 1. Mirror speaking practice, 5 minutes daily. Stand in front of a mirror. Look into your own eyes. Now speak. Talk about your day, your plans, a story, what you're thinking. Don't stop, don't check, just speak. This trains confidence, facial expression, natural flow, speaking under pressure, because you're watching yourself. This is real training for real situations. 2. Voice recording practice. Open your phone's recorder. Every night, speak for 2 to 5 minutes. What did I do today? What did I eat? What did I feel? What will I do tomorrow? Then listen to yourself. At first, it will feel strange, but soon you'll hear your own mistakes and fix them. You'll also hear your improvement. It becomes your personal audio diary and a record of your fluency journey. 3. Talk about what you see. Real-time practice. Wherever you are, describe your surroundings in English. I am sitting on a chair. There is a fan on the ceiling. I am opening the door now. I am walking to the kitchen. You are speaking in real time, about real things, with real sentences. This creates automatic fluency. It teaches your brain to talk without preparing. 4. Pretend conversations. Act like you're talking to someone. Imagine you're at a cafe. Hi, can I get a black coffee, please? Imagine you're in an interview. Yes, I'm very passionate about learning. Imagine you're teaching someone. Okay, let me explain what this means. This type of imagination-based speaking is incredibly powerful. It creates speaking reflexes, even without a real person. Example: Sophia was a student in Mexico. She didn't have English-speaking friends. She didn't have money for classes. But she spoke to herself every day. She had mirror talks. She described her daily routine. She recorded her thoughts. She shadowed English sentences. And in 6 months, she could speak fluently with anyone. She didn't need a school. She just needed herself and discipline. If you say, I have no one to talk to, that is no longer an excuse. You have a voice. You have a mirror. You have your phone. You have your thoughts. You have your imagination. And now, you have the plan. Practice with yourself. Daily, deeply, deliberately. Because the person who waits for others stays behind. But the one who speaks with themselves speaks with the world. Chapter 6. Build speaking loops. So you never get stuck again. Every learner fears this moment. You're in the middle of a sentence, and suddenly your mind goes blank. You don't know how to continue. You freeze. You stop talking. You feel embarrassed. This is not because your English is bad. It's because you don't have speaking loops in your brain. Let's fix that. Speaking loops are ready-to-use flexible phrases that help you. Start a sentence. Continue the sentence. End the sentence. Fill time when you're thinking. Keep the conversation moving. These loops help your brain stay active while you're still deciding what to say. They are like support wheels for your speaking. So you don't fall when you forget something. When native speakers talk, they don't pause every 5 seconds to think of new grammar rules. They use hundreds of small phrases they've used many times before. Like, I'm not sure, but the thing is, let me explain. What I mean is, you know what I'm saying? So basically, these phrases are loop fillers. They are soft landings for the brain, and you need to build these loops into your speech. Imagine someone asks, what do you do in your free time? Now you want to say, I read books, but your brain is not ready. So you freeze. Instead, you can say, that's a good question. Let me think. Well, to be honest, it depends on the day. Actually, I do a few things. These give your brain 3 to 5 seconds to prepare the next part. You stay calm, you sound fluent, and you don't freeze. Start by creating 3 sets. Set 1. Starting loops. Use these to start any answer. Well, let me think. Actually, that's interesting. I've never thought about that. To be honest, it depends, but set 2. Continuing loops. Use these when your sentence is not finished, but your brain needs time. And you know. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, you could say that. That reminds me of set 3. Ending loops. Use these to end your answer if you forget something or don't want to continue. But yeah, that's what I do. So that's kind of it. Anyway, something like that. And that's pretty much it. Hope that makes sense. Every day, take one situation and build a loop. Situation. How was your weekend? Start. Let's see. Where do I begin? Middle. We went to the beach, and you know. End. So yeah, it was fun. Situation. What are your hobbies? Start. Actually, I have a few. Middle. Most of the time I just chill and read. End. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Do this with 5 questions a day. Write it. Speak it. Repeat it. This will program your brain with strong conversation habits. Fluency is not about saying difficult words. It's about not getting stuck when you don't know what to say. And speaking loops are your best tool for that. They give you structure. They give you flow. They give you time to think without stopping the talk. So build them, use them, repeat them, and you will never freeze again. Chapter 7. Keep sentences simple. Speak like a real human. Most learners believe that speaking fluent English means using long words, complicated sentences, fancy phrases, academic vocabulary. But that's not true. The best speakers in the world speak simply, clearly, directly. Because fluent English is not about how big your words are. It's about how well you communicate. Here's what happens when learners try to sound advanced. They forget what they were trying to say. They make grammar mistakes. They lose confidence. They speak slowly. They sound robotic. This is a big reason why you stay stuck. You try to build big sentences, but your mind gets overloaded. So what's the solution? Keep it simple. Keep it real. Keep it useful. For example, complex. It is imperative that we commence our journey at the earliest convenience. Simple. We should start our trip soon. Complex. I would be incredibly grateful if you could possibly assist me with this task. Simple. Can you help me, please? Complex. The climatic conditions today appear to be relatively pleasant and agreeable. Simple. The weather is nice today. Do you see the difference? The simple version sounds more natural. It's easier to say, and it's how real people talk. Here are some powerful and super simple sentence starters you can use every day. I like. I don't like. I want to. I'm going to. I have to. I think. I feel like. Let's. Can I? Do you want to? These give you the core structure for 80% of daily conversations. Example. I like cooking. I don't like traffic. I want to learn English. I'm going to the store. Can I ask something? These are short, but they are powerful. And most importantly, they make you sound fluent and natural. How to train simplicity in your speaking. Write one long sentence you want to say. Break it down into 2 to 3 short, simple sentences. Speak all versions out loud. Choose the version that feels natural and confident. Practice it again tomorrow. Long version. Despite being extremely tired, I managed to complete all the tasks that were assigned to me. Simple version. I was tired, but I finished all my work. Which one sounds clearer? The second. Simple wins. The goal is not to sound like a dictionary. The goal is to sound like a confident speaker. And confident speakers don't use big words to impress. They use simple words to connect. So remove pressure. Remove big grammar rules. Just talk like a real person. Simple sentences, clear meaning, strong fluency. That's how you win in English. Chapter 8. Learn English in chunks, not individual words. One of the biggest reasons English learners get stuck while speaking is this. They try to remember and use one word at a time. They know the word go. They know the word store. They know the word tomorrow. But when they try to speak, they pause, go, store, um, tomorrow? It sounds broken, slow, nervous, unclear. Why? Because fluent English is not built on single words. It's built on word chunks, full expressions and sentence pieces that native speakers use all the time. Chunks are groups of words that go together in a natural, automatic way. They are like small building blocks, ready to use. Examples of chunks. I'm going to the store. Do you want something? I have no idea. Let me think. It doesn't matter. Can I ask you something? I'll get back to you. Sounds good. You don't need to build these sentence by sentence. You just remember them as one unit. And the more chunks you learn, the easier it becomes to speak English automatically, without pausing or translating. Let's understand how the brain works. When you speak your native language, you don't build every sentence word by word. You speak in ready-made patterns. Your brain is not searching for grammar. It is repeating patterns it already knows. You can do the same in English. When you learn natural phrases, your brain saves energy, reduces fear, and improves fluency. Step 1. Collect real chunks from real conversations. Start watching English shows, interviews, or YouTube videos. But this time, don't focus on big vocabulary. Listen for real-life expressions. For example, that makes sense. Let me check. I'm not sure, actually. That's a great question. It's up to you. When you hear one, pause the video and write it down. Try to collect 5 chunks every day. Step 2. Say them out loud, 5 times each. Once you write them, don't just read, speak them. Aloud. This helps your mouth memorize the rhythm, flow, and pronunciation. Say it with your full voice. Let me think. Times 5. I'll be right back. Times 5. Sounds like a plan? Times 5. Let the sentence live in your body, not just in your head. Step 3. Use them in fake conversations. Imagine this situation. Your friend asks, "What do you want to do tonight?" Now, instead of thinking hard, you can just say, "I'm not sure. Let me think." It's up to you. We could watch a movie, maybe? All these are chunks. Practice these in your mirror, or record a fake conversation using them. The more you use them, the faster they become a natural part of your speaking. Here are 10 you can begin using today. 1. I'm not sure. 2. Let me think. 3. That's interesting. 4. Can I help you? 5. What do you mean? 6. I didn't catch that. 7. Sounds good to me. 8. It depends. 9. That's a good point. 10. Let's do it. These chunks are used by native speakers all the time. In casual, real conversations. If you want to speak English fluently, you must stop learning English word by word. Start learning it phrase by phrase, chunk by chunk, because that's how real people speak. That's how real fluency sounds, and that's how you stop thinking. And start flowing. Chapter 9. Train your speaking reflex daily. Not just your knowledge. Most learners are very smart, but still can't speak. They know grammar. They understand videos. They read well. But when it's time to speak, they freeze. Why? Because they trained their knowledge, but they never trained their reflex. A reflex means something you do without thinking, like catching a ball, typing your password, saying hello when you answer the phone. You don't think, you just do it. This is what speaking English needs to become. You must train your brain to react with English automatically. If you wait to think, analyze, translate, it's too late. Many learners spend years reading, writing, and listening, but they don't speak daily. They don't train their mouth. So when they try to talk, their brain has no pathway. The connection from mind to mouth is blocked. That's why they hesitate. That's why they pause. That's why they forget. You don't need magic. You need consistent action. Here's the step-by-step method to build speaking reflex every day. 1. Shadowing practice, 5 minutes. Take any English video or podcast. Pause after every sentence. Repeat the sentence immediately, with the same speed and tone. Video says, "I'm not feeling well today." You say right after, "I'm not feeling well today." No pausing, no grammar checking. Just copy the sound and speed. This forces your brain to react quickly, just like native speakers do. 2. Daily speaking time, 10 to 15 minutes. Every single day, pick a time slot when you just speak in English. You can talk about your day, describe what you're doing, practice answers to questions, pretend you're in a conversation. But the rule is, no silence, no native language, just speak. The more your brain is forced to speak, the stronger your reflex becomes. 3. Quick response training. Write down 20 short questions. What's your name? How was your day? What do you do? What's your favorite movie? Then set a 10-second timer. Try to answer each question before the timer ends. This is reflex training. The more you practice, the faster your brain will respond. You won't need 30 seconds to build a sentence. It will come out automatically. If you practice in front of a mirror or record yourself, you create pressure, which is good. You learn to handle your own voice. You learn to speak without fear. You build confidence and expression. Fluency is not a memory game. It is a reaction game, and you must train for it like a sport. Speak daily. Speak fast. Speak without fear. Don't just collect English in your brain. Train your mouth to move, your mind to respond, and your voice to flow. That's how fluency becomes your reality. Chapter 10. Talk every day. Even if it's just one sentence, you must speak every single day. It doesn't matter if you're tired. It doesn't matter if you're scared. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. You must speak, even if it's just one sentence. Why? Because consistency builds fluency, not motivation, not perfection, not talent, only daily repetition. Think about this. If you speak just one sentence a day, that's 7 sentences a week, 30 sentences a month, 365 sentences a year. That's 365 chances to practice grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, confidence, and tone. Now imagine if you spoke 3 sentences a day. That's over 1,000 sentences in 1 year. Even if you never go to class, even if you have no one to talk to, even if you don't feel fluent yet. This is the power of one small daily action. Let's say you study for 3 hours 1 day a week. Then stay silent for 6 days. That's not fluency. That's forgetting. But if you speak just 5 minutes a day, every day, your brain stays active. Your tongue stays trained. Your confidence stays alive. Because fluency is not built in 1 day. Fluency is built by not skipping a single day. Just like exercise, you don't get strong from 5 hours in the gym once. You get strong from 30 minutes every day. Speaking is the same. If you don't know what to speak, here's your guide. Describe your day. I woke up at 7. I had tea. Then I checked my phone. Talk to the mirror. You look tired, but we'll have a good day today. Say what you're doing. I'm opening the fridge. I'm cooking eggs. Talk about a memory. Yesterday I went to the park. I saw some kids playing. Ask and answer simple questions. How was my day? It was okay. These are all real. These are all useful. These are what build your speaking reflex. One brick at a time. Do not wait for fluency. Speak first, every day, even if it's one sentence, even if you're tired, even if it's not perfect, because one sentence today is better than no sentence ever. Speak today. Speak tomorrow. Speak every single day until English becomes a part of your soul. Chapter 11. Set up a speaking challenge. Track it like your life depends on it. This is your final chapter. This is your transformation. Now that you've learned everything, there's only one thing left to do. Challenge yourself. Commit, track, repeat. No excuses, no delays, no maybe tomorrow. You need to create your own English speaking challenge. And follow it like your success depends on it. Because it does. When you start a challenge, your brain becomes alert. You stop waiting. You stop being lazy. You stop making excuses. You focus. You take action. It gives your learning a purpose, a timeline, and a reward. You are no longer just watching videos. You're on a mission now. Here's the step-by-step plan. 1. Choose a small daily target. Make it so small you can't fail. Like speak 3 sentences a day. Record a 1-minute audio diary. Shadow 5 English sentences. Talk to yourself in the mirror for 2 minutes. Ask yourself one question and answer it aloud. Don't go big, go small, but daily. 2. Track it on paper. Get a notebook or paper. Draw 30 boxes, 1 for each day. Each day you complete your speaking task. Put a big check mark. If you skip a day, leave it blank. You will see it. You will feel it. That visual pain is what keeps you going. You must never break the chain. 3. Reward yourself. After 30 days, do something to celebrate. Buy something small you like. Record a before-after video of your progress. Talk with a stranger confidently. Teach someone else what you've learned. These rewards create positive feelings, and those feelings lock the habit into your brain. 4. Repeat it again. After 30 days, do it again. New goal, new month, new level. Because fluency is not a destination. It's a daily identity. For example, Ethan's challenge. Ethan was a beginner. He couldn't speak. He was shy and always afraid. He set one goal. Every day I will speak 5 sentences aloud, no matter what. Day 1. He was nervous. Day 3. He wanted to skip. Day 5. He started enjoying it. Day 15. He could talk without freezing. Day 30. He spoke with a tourist in English for 10 minutes. That one small daily promise changed his life. Now he speaks English daily. And he says, I'm not learning English anymore. I'm living in it. Your transformation begins with a decision. A challenge is more than just speaking. It's about building trust with yourself. If you can speak every day for 30 days, you will never be the same again. You will think in English. You will speak with confidence. You will become the version of you that you were always meant to be. So set your challenge, track it, honor it, and watch your fluency explode. Let me tell you something very clearly. You don't need more grammar books. You don't need perfect pronunciation. You don't need to know 10,000 words. You need courage. You need daily action. You need to open your mouth and speak. English is not learned in silence. It is built in sound. Every time you speak, even one small sentence, you are breaking fear. Every time you try, even with mistakes, you are building strength. Every time you refuse to stay silent, you are moving forward. Do not wait to feel confident. Confidence is the result of action, not the beginning of it. Do not wait to be perfect. Perfection never comes. Progress does. From today, stop saying, I will start tomorrow. I need to learn more first. I am not ready. You are ready. You know enough to begin. You have enough to try. You are capable of more than you think. Speak in your room. Speak in front of the mirror. Speak while walking. Speak even when your voice shakes. Because one day, if you keep going, you will wake up and realize something beautiful. You are no longer thinking about English. You are speaking it, and that moment will change your life. So promise yourself today, no more silence, no more fear, no more excuses. Stop thinking, start talking. And if this video helped you even a little, if it gave you clarity, courage, or direction, subscribe to this channel. Because here, we don't just teach English, we build confidence, we build discipline, we build a new version of you. Subscribe now, and let's continue this journey together. Your voice matters. Now go and use it.